Have you ever considered how your current existence may be influenced by the experiences you had in previous lifetimes? Imagine learning that you were a whole different person with secrets and tales that continue to shape who you are now. It's normal to be curious, but you could be surprised by what you find. According to Buddhist teachings, we all carry lessons and karma from previous lives, and life is cyclical. Understanding who you were can help you uncover hidden abilities and even behavioral tendencies. If you discovered that you were a powerful individual or perhaps a wise sage, how would you respond? And what if some of the difficulties you are currently facing have their roots in earlier events? The secret to comprehending and altering significant facets of your life may lie in seeing this video. You'll discover how to access this knowledge and unearth previously unknown facts about yourself here. It's a question of personal development as much as curiosity. Are you prepared to be taken by surprise? To ensure you don't miss any content and to draw positive things into your life, please hit the bell button, like the video, and subscribe to the channel before we embark on this path of self-discovery. Leave a comment below. I'm prepared to find my identity and establish a new reality. Have you ever pondered why some aspects of your life seem to recur, as though you're caught in a vicious cycle? Perhaps you're always helping others but never feel like you're appreciated enough. Or maybe you're always lonely, even when you're with other people. These circumstances may not be coincidental. Buddhist teachings suggest that they may be connected to your prior self. Imagine that the challenges you face today, like difficulty trusting others or the feeling that something is missing in your life, could have roots in experiences your soul went through before you were born. Maybe you were someone who suffered greatly in a previous life, and that still influences your emotions and attitudes now. Discovering who you were can help you understand why you feel certain things, and more importantly, how to overcome these feelings. Have you noticed that certain talents or behaviors come naturally to you, as if you already knew how to do something without having learned it? Or maybe you feel drawn to certain times or cultures without any logical explanation. This could be a reflection of a past life where you developed those skills or had experiences that deeply marked your soul. Knowing who you were can bring a new perspective on your gifts and challenges, showing you what you need to do to live a fuller and more satisfying life. Now, in this video, we'll explore how to identify the signs your current life offers about who you were in past lives. By understanding this past, you can start transforming your present, better handling the challenges you face, and valuing more the things you already do well. If you feel there's something more in your life that needs to be discovered, you're in the right place. Let's embark on this journey together to unravel the mysteries of your past and find answers to what you're living today. If you frequently isolate yourself or feel lonely even in social situations, it may be related to a previous existence in which you were a recluse or lived alone. Perhaps you made the decision to live apart from society in order to find inner serenity or wisdom. Silence and loneliness were your constant companions in that existence, but they might have left scars that now show up as a difficulty in emotionally relating to other people. Your goal can be to stop the cycle of isolation and open up to the world by learning how to balance spending time alone with developing deep connections. Loneliness may also be a reverberation of desertion or a major loss in a past life. It's possible that you lost a loved one during that time and never recovered. This might have produced an emotional wall that still exists now, making you shy away from close relationships for fear of going through that suffering again. However, by letting go of the past and allowing yourself to make new connections, you have the chance to mend those wounds in this life. Furthermore, this tendency toward isolation may be a sign that you were a wise person or a truly spiritual person in a previous incarnation who required time and space to concentrate and look within. You may feel more at ease by yourself because your soul may be accustomed to peace and reflection. But it's crucial to keep in mind that you're also here to share and learn from others, striking a balance between social connections and personal space. It could be beneficial to consider the aspects of your life where you still feel alone and try to make amends with others around you if you can relate to these emotions. You may discover new methods to connect and appreciate the depth of human relationships while also honoring your desire for alone time if you are aware of these historical foundations. Interested in war and action? Are you drawn to action movies, war stories, or do you have an unusual interest in military strategies? If so, this could be a sign that in a past life, you were a soldier, military strategist, or even a warrior in ancient times. That life was marked by battles, struggles, and tough decisions where your courage and leadership skills were constantly tested. These current interests may be reflections of experiences your soul lived on battlefields where adrenaline and survival were the main focus. In that life, you might have been someone who fought for an ideal or defended your people with bravery. The intensity and urgency of the situations you faced could have left a deep mark on your soul, making you feel connected to themes of struggle and overcoming even today. Perhaps that life taught you the importance of strength and strategy, which is why you're so interested in these subjects. However, in this life, the challenge might be learning to channel that energy peacefully, using your leadership skills and determination for causes that promote well-being and peace. This fascination with battles and conflicts might also indicate that in past lives you faced many adversities and had to fight not only physically but also emotionally to survive. This could have strengthened a side of your personality that values resilience and the ability to overcome. Now, your mission in this life might be to understand that not every battle needs to be fought with brute force, and that often victory comes through diplomacy, empathy, and collaboration. If these concepts appeal to you, it could be worthwhile to consider how you manage difficulties in your present life. Do you prefer to shy away from conflict, or do you approach it head-on, like a warrior? You may start striking a balance between the necessity of taking action and the knowledge of when and how to face life's challenges in a way that fosters development and harmony by becoming aware of these tendencies and their origins in previous lifetimes. A natural leader? It's probable that you were a strong leader in a previous life if you feel compelled to lead in group settings, or if others frequently seek your advice. A king, queen, chief of a tribe, or even a spiritual leader perhaps. You were accustomed to making crucial choices and helping people in dire circumstances throughout that lifetime. Your leadership skills were crucial, and you developed the capacity to manage the duty of looking out for the welfare of numerous individuals. Your current leadership abilities can be holdovers from that previous existence where your authority was appreciated and acknowledged. It's possible that you exercised your authority sensibly, or that you were taught harsh lessons about the misuse of authority. Your goal in life may now be to use your leadership skills in a balanced manner, leveraging your influence to make a difference and support the development of others. Another scenario is if you were a military commander or leader whose choices on the battlefield might have made the difference between your soldiers' lives and deaths. This could help to explain why you feel comfortable making difficult judgments and why you have a clear and decisive vision under pressure. Applying this leadership skill in contexts that don't include conflict, such as the formation and growth of communities or teams, may prove difficult in this life. If you identify as a born leader, it might be helpful to reflect on how you exercise that leadership today. Are you using your influence to promote the well-being of everyone around you, or are you being driven by the need for control? Understanding your past lives can give you a clearer view of how to use your leadership skills to create a lasting and positive impact, both for yourself and for those who follow your example. Curious about mysteries and spirituality? Are you someone who has always been fascinated by the unknown, by mysteries, or by spiritual themes? If so, this might indicate that in a past life, you were a priest, monk, healer, or even a scholar of occult knowledge. Your past life was likely dedicated to the search for deep truths and understanding the universe beyond what is visible. This curiosity and search for answers may have been the driving force of that existence, where you explored the mysteries of life and death, spirit and matter. In that life, you might have been a person who sought the deeper meaning of existence, perhaps isolating yourself from the world to meditate and contemplate the truths of the universe. Your connection to the spiritual was strong, and you may have been a guide for others, helping them understand their own spiritual paths. Now, in this life, this inclination towards mystery and spirituality might be a reflection of that previous journey, inviting you to continue exploring these questions, but in a way that is relevant to the modern world. This interest in the unknown could also mean that you were a wise or spiritual counselor in previous lives, and those who needed direction sought your wisdom. Your present interest in topics that touch the invisible and intangible may be a reflection of your soul's habit of looking for answers beyond the obvious. Your goal in this life may be to strike a balance between the spiritual and the material, using the knowledge you've gained from previous endeavors to benefit both yourself and other people in a useful and approachable manner. Investigating activities that help you stay connected to your spiritual roots, including meditation, studying ancient philosophies, or taking part in spiritual societies, may be beneficial if you share this interest in mystery and spirituality. You can improve your understanding and utilize it to illuminate your path and the paths of people around you by having a better understanding of your former lifetimes. An innovator or an entrepreneur? Have you always thought of yourself as someone who enjoys creating and innovating and has fresh ideas? If yes, you may have been a pioneer, inventor, or trader in a previous life. You were a forward-thinking individual in that existence, constantly looking for methods to change the world. You might have been an innovator who introduced new technology to your time, or a trader who investigated new trade routes. This propensity for creativity and entrepreneurship may be the result of a spirit that was already used to breaking down boundaries and trying new things. You may have encountered several obstacles in your quest to share your views with the world during that lifetime. Perhaps you ran into opposition or miscommunication, but your perseverance and unclouded vision enabled you to get past those challenges and make your mark. These traits are still there in this life, which motivates you to keep coming up with new ideas and producing things. But this time, you'll have the added knowledge of your prior classes. This capacity to see beyond the obvious and look for novel answers may indicate that you have performed tasks requiring bravery and inventiveness in previous lifetimes. Perhaps you were an explorer who charted new territories, or a business leader who built something from scratch. In this life, your mission might be to use this creativity not just to seek personal success, but also to bring lasting benefits to society as a whole. If you identify with this entrepreneurial or innovative spirit, it might be helpful to reflect on how your ideas and projects can have a broader impact. Are you using your gifts to create something meaningful? By understanding your past lives, you can gain insights into how to overcome the challenges you face as an innovator and how to turn your passion into something that makes a real difference in the world. Caretaker or protector? If you're a person who naturally takes care of others and feels a deep need to protect and nurture, it's possible that in a past life you were a caretaker, nurse, or someone responsible for the well-being of your community or family. In that life, your role was to ensure that those around you were cared for and protected, even if it meant sacrificing your own needs. This dedication to caring for others might have left a deep mark on your soul, making you continue to feel this responsibility for others in this life. In that existence, you might have been someone who dedicated your life to others, perhaps as a healer or guardian of your community. Your soul learned the importance of service and compassion, and these qualities are still present in you today. Now, your mission in this life might be to learn to balance this need to care for others with caring for yourself. You might need to learn to set healthy boundaries, ensuring that your desire to help doesn't become a source of burnout. This propensity for nurturing and safeguarding others may also indicate that you have experienced circumstances in previous lifetimes where you had to defend individuals you care about. As a warrior or protector of your family or tribe, this event may have reinforced your feeling of obligation and accountability, but it may have also left you with wounds that now show up as a lack of confidence in other people's ability to care for themselves. Learning to trust people and letting them handle their own duties may be the goal of this life. It could be beneficial to consider how you can strike a balance between your need to take care of yourself and your desire to assist others if you consider yourself to be a caregiver or protector. Gaining insight from your past lives can help you apply your abilities in ways that benefit others as well as yourself, enabling you to contribute in a way that is both sustainable and rewarding. Fear of not succeeding. A major downfall in a previous life may be the cause of your ongoing anxiety about failing, or your extreme fear of failing that prevents you from taking advantage of fresh prospects. It's possible that, as a leader or someone who took significant chances in that life, the failure was so profound that it left a stain on your spirit that continues to this day, forming a mental barrier. This anxiety may be an unconscious defense mechanism, a means of avoiding experiencing the hurt and disappointment of the past again. The failure in that life could have been the consequence of a bad choice or an unforeseen circumstance that was out of your control. Perhaps you led an unsuccessful campaign or threw everything you had into a project that didn't succeed. This incident may have shaped the remainder of your life and taught you valuable lessons about the repercussions of your choices. You may harbor this fear in this life as a self-defense mechanism, but it can also act as a roadblock to your development. However, the fear of failure can also be seen as an opportunity for growth. In this life, your mission might be to learn to face this fear and understand that failure is a natural part of the process of learning and success. Instead of avoiding risks, you might learn to better calculate your decisions, using the lessons from your past lives to navigate more wisely. Over time, you can transform this fear into a drive to better prepare yourself and approach challenges with more confidence. If you identify with this fear of failure, it might be helpful to reflect on the times when this fear has held you back. By understanding the roots of this fear in your past lives, you can begin to work on overcoming it, allowing yourself to take healthy risks and grow from the experiences instead of being paralyzed by fear of what might go wrong. If you have an inexplicable fear of water, like a deep fear of drowning or an aversion to large bodies of water, this might be a reflection of a past life where the sea played an important and possibly traumatic role. Often these intense fears don't have a logical explanation in the current life, like a negative experience with water. Instead, they might be subconscious memories of a past life where you could have been a sailor or someone involved in major sea voyages. You may have experienced a shipwreck or other terrible water-related incident in a past life if the idea of being at sea makes you tense or uneasy. However, if the sea seems to have a magnetic pull on you, making it impossible to resist, this may mean that the sea played a significant role in your past identity. It's possible that you were an adventurer or navigator who traveled the oceans a lot. A strong bond with the grandeur and mystery that the ocean symbolizes, or a recollection of freedom and adventure, could be the source of the fascination with the water. It's possible that you developed this love of the sea in a previous life, and it still has a deep emotional connection to you now. Your current relationship with water is influenced by these recollections, whether they are ones of interest or terror. It could be beneficial to investigate these emotions through regressions or meditations in order to try to find the source of your anxiety and address it, such as avoiding boat trips or swimming. Conversely, if you feel at home by the sea, this connection may provide insight into your prior self and the lessons you learnt. Perhaps for you, water is a symbol of comfort and healing that is still very much a part of who you are. Comprehending these emotions toward water can provide a fresh outlook on your life, and realizing that these fascinations or anxieties may have their roots in previous incarnations can be freeing, enabling you to address them more mindfully. If you sense that the sea has a unique influence over you, it's probably related to past experiences that you still need to process and incorporate into your present path. If you've ever felt misunderstood or even rejected for having special gifts or a unique sensitivity, this might be a sign of who you were in a past life. Maybe you were a person with spiritual or intuitive abilities, someone who had a deep connection with the invisible world. In ancient times, people with these capabilities were often viewed with suspicion, persecuted, or even called witches. However, these witches were not bad people, but individuals with spiritual gifts that were misunderstood and feared by others. In a past life, you might have been one of those people who, despite your intention to help and heal, was rejected by society. Maybe you had healing abilities, made predictions, or had deep knowledge about nature and the energies that govern the world. Because of this, you might have suffered persecution, been marginalized, or even faced severe punishment. This memory of misunderstanding and persecution might be influencing your current life, making you afraid to express your abilities or to fully show who you really are to the world. In the present life, this fear of being judged or rejected might manifest in different ways. Maybe you have a strong intuition, premonitory dreams, or abilities that you can't explain but avoid sharing with others out of fear of being misunderstood. Or maybe you feel you have a special purpose but struggle to find your place in the world, always feeling out of place or different. These feelings might be echoes of a past life where your abilities were not accepted, and now you're reliving this fear of being who you truly are. Understanding that this feeling of being misunderstood has roots in a past life can be liberating. By recognizing that these memories still influence your behavior, you can start healing these wounds and allowing yourself to be who you really are without fear. Knowing that your abilities are a gift and not a curse can help you find people and communities that accept and value you for who you are. This way, you can transform fear into strength and rejection into acceptance, living fully the purpose your soul brought from other lives. This could be an indication of who you were in a previous life if you've ever been stuck in a seemingly never-ending routine, or if you occasionally wonder why you're here. Many people live their lives without any real purpose or motivation, feeling as though they are merely wasting their time. You may have had a very regimented and regulated existence in a previous life, either as a peasant with little possibilities for change, a worker in a severe workplace, or even as someone who was subject to stringent regulations that restricted your creativity and independence. It's possible that the limits you previously encountered are reflected in your current sensation of stagnation. It's possible that you had a life with limited options and a rigid, unchangeable social role. These memories are now showing up as a quiet discontent. You may feel as though you are caught in an endless cycle, and that no matter how hard you try to change, nothing changes. Feelings of dissatisfaction, indifference, or even a sense that you're squandering your potential may result from this. This sense of being stuck in a pointless routine can take many different forms in the present. Perhaps you feel compelled to stay at your job even though it doesn't fulfill you. Or maybe you feel like you don't have enough time or energy to follow your actual aspirations because of your daily obligations. Your spirit may be aching for freedom and change because of this pattern, which could be an echo of a previous existence in which you were unable to pursue your passions and talents. Breaking this pattern may begin with acknowledging that this sense of stagnation may have its origins in a previous life. You can begin searching for methods to break free from these limitations once you realize that this discontent is not only a problem of the here and now, but also a lesson your soul is attempting to teach you. Reconnecting with the purpose your soul is seeking can be achieved by finding little methods to bring novelty and change into your life, whether it be through travel, new hobbies, or even adjustments at work. This way you can transform monotony into opportunity and find meaning in your current life. If you identified with any of the characteristics we discussed, this means you might be carrying influences from your past lives that still impact your life today. The first step to transforming this reality is to recognize these patterns and accept them as part of your journey. Understanding that these feelings or behaviors have deep roots can be liberating because you realize that you don't have to hold on to them forever. For example, if you feel an intense fear of water, recognizing that this might be linked to a traumatic experience in a past life is the beginning of overcoming that fear. Knowing the origin of the problem gives you the power to face it consciously. After recognizing these influences, it's time to transform these past lessons into strengths for your present. If you see yourself as someone who always carries a lot of responsibility or feels trapped in a purposeless routine, this might be a sign that your soul is ready to learn how to live differently. The key here is to change your perspective. Instead of seeing these experiences as burdens, see them as opportunities for growth. If you were a figure of great responsibility in past lives, now is the time to learn to delegate, to find balance, and to trust more in the people around you. This shift in attitude can unlock new possibilities in your current life. Reconnecting with the skills and abilities you cultivated in previous lifetimes is another approach to apply this knowledge to alter your reality. It might be time to take a closer look at your spirituality and special talents if you considered yourself to be one of such people. Give yourself permission to hone these skills without worrying about what other people think. Maybe you have a keen sense of intuition or a natural gift for assisting others. By embracing these traits, you not only respect who you were, but also make a difference in the world. Your life may take on new meaning and fulfillment as a result of this reunion. Lastly, changing your reality also entails making deliberate decisions that match your soul's mission with the present. This entails choosing courses of action that simply serve to reinforce bad habits from the past, rather than ones that are in line with who you really are. For instance, now is the time to look for settings and people who value and welcome you if you believe that you have always been misinterpreted or mistreated because of your gifts. A path of self-discovery and bravery, altering your reality, entails using the lessons learned from the past to create a future that accurately captures your true nature. By doing this, you not only mend the scars from the past, but also build a more fulfilling and significant existence. Techniques that assist you in reaching the depths of your mind can be used to access memories of previous lives. In-depth meditation is among the best methods. Through meditation, you can calm your thoughts and induce a relaxed state in which memories that have been suppressed start to surface. One popular method is guided meditation, in which you listen to a story that helps you picture events and situations that might have occurred in past lifetimes. The goal of this practice is to let feelings and images come to you organically, free from control or pressure. Another well-known practice is regression, often conducted with the help of a therapist or experienced guide. During a regression session, you are brought into a deep state of relaxation, which facilitates access to past memories. These sessions can reveal scenes, sounds, or emotions from previous lives, offering a clearer view of who you were. It's a powerful practice for understanding patterns and behaviors that seem to have no origin in the current life. Dreams are also a valuable path for exploring past lives. Many believe that dreams can be a gateway to these memories. Keeping a dream journal can help you identify patterns or themes that appear repeatedly and may be linked to experiences from other lives. Practicing lucid dreaming, where you become aware within the dream, can also allow for a more targeted exploration of your past lives. This method can be particularly useful if you wish to investigate a specific aspect of your past. In addition to these practices, understanding the concept of karma and rebirth can be enriching for those seeking to access their past lives. Understanding that our past actions and choices shape our current reality can make sense of the memories that arise during these practices. Another useful technique is loving-kindness meditation, which helps purify the mind and heart, making it easier to access and integrate these memories positively. By engaging in these activities, you can not only learn more about yourself, but also use that understanding to lead a more contented and thoughtful life. After learning about the many kinds of people and their potential former incarnations, it's time to consider your own traits and experiences. Do any of the profiles we talked about resonate with you? Perhaps you've always been a deeply spiritual person looking for answers outside of the practical world, or you have an unexplained dread of water or a deep attraction to the sea. Or perhaps your unique gifts have always left you feeling misunderstood, as like the world wasn't prepared to accept you for who you really are. These qualities could be more than just personality features. They could be unmistakable indicators of your previous identity. You begin to realize that there is a profound connection between what you are experiencing right now and what your soul has already gone through when you examine these elements in this new light. To better comprehend your journey, and more importantly, to use it to your advantage, you must first recognize these patterns. We're interested in learning more about you because of this. Tell us which of these qualities most appeals to you in the comments section below. Do you have the impression that something in your present life may have a connection to a past life? Maybe a fear, an innate ability, or a persistent sense of being trapped in a pattern? By sharing your experiences, you encourage others to consider their own travels while also beginning a deeper exploration of these connections. Recall that the secret to changing who you are now may lie in knowing who you were. Don't pass up this chance to learn more about yourself and meet people who share your interests. Let's work together to solve the riddles of our past by leaving a comment below. You're really interested in learning more about who you were and how it affects your life now, which is why you've come this far. I hope this video has provided valuable insights and that you're feeling more connected to your journey of self-discovery. Remember, the process of uncovering your past lives is ongoing, and each new understanding can be an important piece in the puzzle of your soul. If you enjoyed this content and want to continue exploring more about this fascinating topic, don't forget to leave your like. This helps a lot in spreading this information to more people who, like you, are searching for answers. Naturally, to ensure that you don't miss any of our next videos, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. We have a lot more to say about spirituality, reincarnation, and how you can change your world with this information. I'd also be interested in hearing your opinions and experiences. Tell us how you related to the traits we covered and what you believe it tells us about your previous incarnations in the comments section below. Share this video with a friend or acquaintance who is curious about this subject to draw positive energy. Together, let's develop during this voyage. I appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.